Balanced strings are those that have an equal quantity of L and R characters. Given a balanced string S, split it into some number of substrings such that each substring is balanced. Return the maximum number of balanced strings you can obtain. So basically what it wants us to do is it wants us to go and get the maximum number of pairs we can make. So here RL would be a pair, that's one pair. R would be a pair, that's RR wouldn't be a pair because that is not a balanced substring. So RL would be a pair, RR would be a pair, and then RL and RL. So that comes out to 4. So the best way to go about this is to initialize some sort of counting system where the R is tracked and the L is tracked, and if the number of times that we've seen R is equal to the number of times we've seen L, then we return the string, or we add 1 to our result. Because remember, it wants us to get the maximum number. So here we can implement this by creating an R variable, which will track the amount of times that we've seen R, and we'll create an L variable that tracks the amount of times that we see L, and we'll create a result variable to track the number of substrings that we have. And we can do for item in S, if the item is equal to R, then we add 1 to R's count. So R plus equals 1, because that's one time that we've seen R. If it's not R, then it's got to be L. So we add 1 to L. And then once we've done that, we can check to see whether R and L are the same. So if R equals L, then we add 1 to the output, but the output is result. So we add 1 to result. And then we also set R and L equal to 0 again, because we're done tracking them. And then we can return result. Okay, cool. It worked because we took the string given. So we took S, we looked at the item in the string that we're currently on. If the item equaled R, which it does, we added 1 to R because that's 1 R that we've seen. And then we move on. We move on to L. If the item is equal to R, it's not equal to R, it's equal to L, so L gets added to 1. So now R is equal to 1, and R is equal to 1, and L is equal to 1. So now we check to see if R and L are the same. We add 1 to result because that's one valid pair. And then we set R back equal to 0 and L back equal to 0, and we repeat that until we reach the end of the list.